Good morning. Another beautiful day here. Always is. I've had a really interesting 24 hours. It's come from the root of it is that we've had this problem trying to find water. We were told there was going to be mains water just like on the road next to ours, which is not very far away. It got a €200 connection. Turns out that's not strictly true. There is mains water, but it's not the kind of mains water that you're allowed to connect to. It's like kind of big, huge pipe that services a city, not something you can just tap into. So I had to go on a bit of a detective mission to find out how they had water here in the past. It turns out this house used to belong to a very rich family, and there's no way they would have had no water. Plus, they made wine here, so they had to have it. So we had to go on a bit of a detective mission and find out how they were doing this. When you buy a house in Portugal, the deed has the name of the person that you bought the house from and their address. And this lady's been helping me with translation services, and she goes, "Oh, I know that woman. She owns the cafe next to me." So we went to see her. And it turns out that the water mine, which most of the water from here comes from like underground springs. It's natural water. It's clean. You can drink it. It's nicer really than the stuff we get with fluoride in it. Anyway, so I went to find out if we could use that. It turns out that's on a parcel of land that belongs to someone else. It's a different headache. We're sorting that problem. I think we've got it in control. So that's not the reason I'm telling you about this though. In doing so, and going to see this woman, she was like quite excited because she remembered living there in this house when she was like 13 years old. Was the last time she lived here 30 years ago, and she started telling us about how the way the house used to be used, and it was her grandmother's, and she used to invite Spanish travellers to stay here free of charge, and it was in this house here. We've got this tiny little house. I don't know how well you can see it. And get back a little bit. It's really cute. But I'll show you. As you go up the stairs, I'll show you what I mean. So this one's a real ruin. We've got to work on it and make it, better, change everything in here. But could you see the painting? Like paintings on the wall, and it turns out that what the lady used to do that owns this place was she would invite Spanish travellers to stay free of charge in return for paintings, which is what we were planning to do, except not necessarily Spanish travellers, just artist friends of ours. We were always going to have an artist in residence and ask in return for their stay that they would, leave us some artwork. So she was very excited to hear that, without knowing anything about this, we were continuing the tradition that her grandmother started. So I thought that's a really nice story. I'm really pleased to find that out, and it made the rest of the stuff we had to do the rest of the day seem a lot better. Opened a bank account yesterday. Took 5 hours, and the reason it took 5 hours is that we got in at like 11:30, started our meeting at 1 o'clock. Bank shuts. Everybody had to leave, go for lunch. Just couldn't imagine that happening in London, We had to go away for an hour and come back an hour later when everyone had eaten. So that was fun. And then this morning I managed to dig I thought it would be a clever idea because we bought a generator really heavy. Rather than carry it up to the car, which is uphill, I thought, why don't I take the car down the hill, put it in there and drive up with it. But I managed to dig the car into a hole. I didn't realise. We've got a 4x4, it's a Land Rover, but I didn't realise, I forgot that the owner who sold it to us had disengaged the 4-wheel drive, taken off the axle underneath. So it's only a 2-wheel drive car now. And so it just dug in. Turns out a Land Rover is much, much heavier to get up a hill than a generator. So that was a fun start to my day. I got there in the end, but doing some fancy 3-point turns and going downhill, moving a bunch of logs out of the way, and then just smashing it up the hill backwards. But I was panicking for a bit. Job today, cleared a house. The boys arrive on Monday, which I'm looking forward to because I've been on my own for ages, and it's be way more fun doing this job with people around. And plus, I want to be able to sort of share the place. It's all very well looking at all these pretty things, but no one to go, oh, look at that with, it's not as fun. So Monday, I'll probably try and do another update then when they're all here. I'll probably be Tuesday or Wednesday actually, because we'll go out in Lisbon on Monday night. So I'll see you all then.